We do love you, Leeds. Cheers, son. Hello, welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds for your Preston North End versus Leeds United preview ahead of tomorrow's 12:30 kickoff. What do we think to this one, then, guys? Away from home, early kickoff. Ooh, it's got all the makings of a tough game for Leeds United. Evening, Scooby. Hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, sorry it's a late one. Had to jump on and do some sort of preview. Fancy doing a live instead of just posting something, so I thought I'd come on, even though it's late. It's been a hell of a day. Had to catch up on a little bit of the news from the press conference a bit later than I normally would. Like I say, work's been chaos today. But yeah, interesting news coming out of the press conference. You'll have all obviously heard. Vauber, bit of swelling on his knee. He's a doubt. Byram, a doubt as well. It's hard for Byram to sort of play games in quick succession, as we know, which is a shame because I think he's an absolute baller at this level, and for Leeds he has been since we've signed him, so that's a bit of a shame. And obviously Bogle's still not 100%, so it's unconfirmed really whether any of those are going to travel with the squad. We've got to hope at least one or two of them does, because if not, it's going to be mass changes to that team really, because we were already at the bare bones in terms of at back four in those wing back positions. Obviously, we've got Schmidt. Is he ready? I'm not too sure. It's a weird one. If Byron, Bogle, and Vauber ain't fit, what do you think in chats? What are the options? What are we saying? Obviously Firpo's out long term till New Year. By all accounts, Vauber. I think by sounds of it, Vauber probably will play. I don't think. I think it's more precaution. You know, they'll take a late look at him. But if I had to hazard a guess, I would think Vauber probably plays on left, that right back position. You'd like to think Byram's got enough to play in this game, or Bogle to toss up between two. But yeah, there's things they can do there. I suppose they might even look at bringing Ampadu back early. You know, a bit of a back three, playing with wing backs. You know, play back like a sort of a back five. I'm not too sure. Yeah, the Leeds Bros. Ampadu at right back, possibly. Is it a bit much to ask him to come back and start a game so quick and out of position? I'm not too sure, but must in it. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, mate. It really is. Really, really is. It's going to be 3 centre halves. Gullivo get DM solid, can score from corners the entire game, let wingers play with. But yeah, I'm sort of looking at that as well. But yeah, it won't surprise me if I looked at something like that, but it's not a Farker style to totally change formation, is it? But it's going to have to do something. I think if Vauber and Byram are even 80% fit, he might start him, you know, knowing that we've got a 7-day layoff now till next game after this one. It's been a bit of a hectic week, and 3 games in 6 days. And obviously we get the early kickoff, obviously. Of course we do. Get through some chats. I might hope you are well. Preston North End nil Leeds 4. I hope, mate. I said 3-0, but obviously, depending how that defence looks tomorrow when we see it line up and out before kick-off, you'll have to see. I hope easy, I hope you well. Matty, Leeds comfortable win. I think the players will want to prove a point. 100%. Players are going to want to get this away hoodoo off their back ASAP now. I really expect them to come firing, but it's hard to say now, isn't it, with this? You know, if we get there and imagine we rock up and you've got James De Bayo playing left back, and I don't know. It's mental. It could be absolutely mental. Adam Ryan, good evening, pal. I think they'll be available for Bogle 2-0, Leeds there, a poor side. Yeah, hopefully, mate. 10-4. Hey up, Sam. Hope you're well. Hey up, lad. Team news, question about being on a plane. You're on your way out for your training camping. Is it Tenerife? I don't know if you saw a press conference earlier, mate. I've caught up late myself, but Vauber is a doubt with swelling on his knee. Byram's also a doubt. And obviously Bogle's still a doubt, so there's a chance we're threadbare at the wing-back positions. Obviously Firpo's out as well, obviously, till January. So when you look at that, we could have all 4 could be out, which is scandalous, really. We have bad luck with injuries, us. Never just get the odd one, do we? It seems like we all, you know, we get Ampadu back and everyone's buzzing, and then all of a sudden we're knackered in wing-back positions, you know. It honestly happens all the time. That's why whenever anyone says, oh, but when we're full strength, we've got a great side, but we're never full strength, like never. And if we are, it's for odd game or two, isn't it, you know? So yeah, it's worrying, but I'm hopeful that, you know, he's come out and said it, but it's not a major doubt, I hope. But yeah, I can't see all of them being fit anyway. 4-1 Leeds. Is that your tip? Is that your shout, Darren? He's so confident. For a dinner time, away kick-off at Preston where we lost last season, with wing-back doubts. Yeah, I'll take that. Sometimes Farker says doubt when they are Sam. Well, that's what I'm hoping, Sam. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping he's sort of, throwing that out there, knowing full well they're going to be fit. I'm sure he said Vobel looked better today, but obviously it's hard, isn't it? Because they can't really train. It's just recovery, isn't it? When they play midweek, you can't get much in. But yeah, hopefully we're going to have at least one of the three available. And they might even have to have a look at Isaac Schmidt. Although I do think on Schmidt, I don't know what you guys think in chat. I do think he doesn't see Schmidt as a wing back. Although we may have to see him there. But again, I know they're managing his minutes till January. I think building him up after his injury layoff. But needs must at minute. They're going to have to do something if we have these injuries in those positions. But yeah, I'm hoping, like you say, Sam. I'm hoping it's just sort of pulling wool over everyone's eyes and sort of calling him unfit or saying they're a doubt. But in the back of his mind, he knows they're probably going to make it, which I really hope that's the case. Preston aren't much of a goal threat. Just need to avoid a Millwall, Bristol, Blackburn type game. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've been looking at. I'm just going to bring this up now. See, you've probably seen these anyway, but I thought I'd bring some stuff onto the screen to share with you. So let's check that's come on. Look at that. Professional. Not really. I'm really rubbish at this. But yeah, I mean, look at their own form. It's a strange one because they've only won 3 out of 10 games at home, but they've only lost 2. So, you know what I mean? When you look at that, it's 8 games they've played at home that haven't been beaten in. So they're really tough to beat at Deepdale this season. But yeah, they've only won 3 of them. So it's one of them. And Leeds away from home, do I think we'll get beaten this game? No. Could it be tight? Could it be a draw? These are the sort of games we need to be picking up 3 points now and starting to create a gap on Burnley. I think Sheffield United will beat Plymouth at home. I think it'll be a spanking, to be fair. So we can't afford to get too far behind Sheffield United. So we need to keep on their toes, but also create a bit of a gap, from Burnley, which this is a game, really. I think we said we'd take 4 points before Middlesbrough over these next 2, but that wasn't a win against Middlesbrough and a draw in this game, was it? If you beat Middlesbrough, it needs to be 6 points. We can't be dropping any points here for me today, tomorrow. So, like I say, they're no mugs. They're very hard to beat at home. They've only lost 2, like I say. The best thing for me in this game, really, when you look at it, is Sam Greenwood. He's scored 4 goals from the season. I think he's got 4 goals and 2 assists, which isn't bad for Sam Greenwood. He's a really creative player for him. I've watched a bit of their highlights recently, and he's doing okay. He's out of this game with obviously being there on loan. So you look at that, they've got Osmayik, who's got 3 goals, and Jacobson's got 5, but Greenwood not being in there, it'll be massive for them. So yeah, I'm hopeful. I really am hopeful that having Greenwood out is going to be quite a big issue for them going forward. So I'd rather, you say Scooby, I'd rather play Gilavogi than someone who's doubtful, who might get injured worse. Do we honestly think he can't cut it? Let's just put our relegation zone person. Yeah, no, I think Gilavogi could, mate. But where do you think they'll play him? You're on about playing him in defence? Or you're on about resting Rothwell or Tanaka? You're on about playing in a back 3 maybe with Rodon and Strauch? Because he ain't going to play him at right back, is he? Or left back, so I assume you mean maybe at centre half and switch things around, or... Adam Ryan, don't concede the first goal. If we score first, we win. Yeah, I think, is it 36 games now where we've scored first? We haven't been beaten. 3 draws, 33 wins, I think it is. So first goal is always crucial, but it just proves for Leeds it's massive, absolutely massive. And you just know against a low block away from home at a 12:30 kickoff, if we concede first, it's going to be a long afternoon. So yeah, I mean, I'm confident that we're good for a couple of goals in this at least. I mean, I've tipped 3-0. I'm going to stick with that. But that defence, it's so hard to call in terms of that defensive line now. We just have no clue at all who's going to play. It's so hard to call. I mean, I want to back the lads. I want to back Farker to get it right. It's just such a shame. We get Ramazani back. We get, Ampadu's coming back. Gruev's doing really well, ahead of time, obviously a while off yet. And then obviously we lose Firpo. And then, you lose all your potentially lose all your wing backs, or even if they're all, we get a few in through it, or, some serious knocks there. And it's just so Leeds, isn't it, to get things like this happen to us. And heaven forbid we get an injury up top now, because that's probably next area you're looking. Think that's a bit threadbare as well. Scooby, DM, 3 at the back. So Rothwell and Tanaka can play 45 and push up a bit. though I suppose possibly in the 3. But then Crew at DM, it's a fresh body and another target from corners. Yeah, it's a possibility, pal. I can't deny that. Yeah, it could happen, mate. He's going to have to do something. He's going to have to look at something like that. When you look at the 3 games in 6 days, you look at the wing-backs being out. I'd like to see Gilavogi come in, mate. I really would. This is kind of game I think his experience would really help as well. And like I say, it's fresh legs. And he's a very physical player in a game where Preston are going to be, I would assume, sitting back and trying to get corners and win free kicks to pump into the box. They're a scrappy side, really. I could easily see a Gilavogi coming in. If he's ever going to start, it'd be this game, really, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see if Farker does change system, if he does change formation, because it's something we don't do. We play 4-2-3-1 pretty much every game, and we have done since he's been here, really. Is he going to switch it up? I say it all comes down to fitness, then, boys. And I'm praying to God that Vobert and Byram are fit. I really am, but I'm a bit of a sicko. I'm a bit of a weird fan. Like, I like adversity. I like to see what my team can do. I like to see Farker tested. I like to see the boys tested. So as gutted as I'll be if there's a few people missing, I also want to see him dig deep and show what they've got. Because for me, even players playing out of position, it might make it harder, tougher, but it's all part of fun. It's professional football. These things happen. Everyone gets a run of injuries throughout a season, throughout the career, and you've got to overcome it. I feel like we've been very unfortunate when you look at the top of the, towards top of the table. Sheffield United have got our blaster out for season, but I feel like throughout these first 20 games, that's a massive one, obviously. But I feel like they haven't had as many 11, first 11 players out of the side at the same time like we have. I feel like we have quite a lot, and as we get one back, someone else goes out. So yeah, we haven't got one man out for the season like they have now, but we've had, Ampadu and Gruev, who's been out for months. And then we've had Ramazani out for 6 weeks. Firpo's now out for 6 weeks. We've had a lot of injuries, really unlucky with injuries this season so far. And it's it hasn't hampered us really. Yeah, we're not top and we're not clear, but we're right in mix. We win again tomorrow, we go top of league till Sheffield United play, which I expect them to, like I say, hammer Plymouth at home, but we're in the mix and we're doing all right. When you look at the adversity we're going through with injuries, we're doing all right. It goes to show squad's deep enough. A squad's got the quality. It's definitely got the numbers. I do think we've got 2 good players in every position this season, which I hadn't said for, honestly, I can't remember last time Leeds had that, to be fair. Adam Ryan says, not being disrespectful, but if Oba can keep Ben Doak quiet, I'm not worried about Preston's wingers. They don't have Liam Miller like last season. Yeah, I know. And I didn't rate Liam Miller till he played against us last season. He absolutely tore Archie Gray a new one, didn't he? That would a really good performance by him. I'm glad he ain't playing tomorrow, especially, like you say, whether these as wing backs in Byram have overplay, but they're not quite at it. Maybe they're carrying a bit of a knock. That'd be a worry against him. To be fair, I don't know who their wingers are. To be fair, I don't profess to know their wingers. I know Sam Greenwood playing just behind striker in that 10 role. I think they normally play with 2 10s behind. I know he's a massive threat for him, so he's out and that'll be a big loss to him. But in terms of wingers or who's out wide, I don't really profess to know. But like you say, Liam Miller, I've got him playing against any of these wingers if we are carrying knocks on, if we have got to rotate, because he would played really well last season. But yeah, I agree. I think if Vobert is playing, is a match for anyone. I sort of wrote Vobert off, and he's been fantastic these last 2 games. What I don't want is someone like Vobert who's just getting into his stride now to get a knock and knock him back 3, 4, 5 weeks. I'm hoping in this time while Firpo's out, Vobert can get a run of games as you'd expect him to if he stays fit, and make that left back slot his own and make it hard for Firpo to come back. It's a bit of obviously noise about Firpo in January. I've seen some crazy takes, fans like sort of writing him off already, like he wants to go. A bit like he was some certain fans last year with Somerville when he dropped form. It was like, his head's turned, he's going. But I think Firpo can easily come back into this side, and he probably will when he's fit. But I want Vobert to make it as hard as possible for him to get that shirt back. And that means he needs to really stay fit. It's not his fault if he's got a knock, but he really needs to try and stay fit for this, this December period and really nail down that left back shirt. And like I say, make it so hard for Firpo to get it back. Like I say, best thing about Vobert is he's strong physically in air. He can also take a free kick. Good at dead ball situations. He's a threat from corners in both boxes. So we saw that with an own goal as well. But he's a threat from set pieces, which Firpo isn't. You know what I mean? So I've been really surprised with how attacking he actually is. I didn't think he'd be able to do the Firpo stuff. I thought he'd be solid at the back. but he won't be able to attack very well. And he's really proved a lot of people wrong with that. He's a lot better going forward than I give him credit for, that's for sure. I'd rather lose and get no injuries than win and end up having a few out for a while. Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? Because what do you value more, injuries or points? It depends how bad injuries are, doesn't it? But yeah, I sort of get your feeling there, mate. We do need to come through this game with no more injuries, don't we? That's a fact. Hopefully we can do both. But yeah, I wouldn't say I totally disagree with that, mate, to be fair, depending on how bad they are. Don't think Roby's a genuine left back, can do a job if needed, but better as a centre back. Yeah, 100% is better as a centre back, Danny. 100%, Danny. Thanks for your comment, mate. I feel like I say, he's got in there and done well, but like I say, Firpo's a better left back, naturally he is. But with all this stuff going on with Firpo, you don't know. I don't think Farker wanted to bring Firpo back in after that silly suspension he got for what he did at Millwall. He were pissed off of him 100%, but with Byron being out, he didn't really have a choice, and Voba not being at it there, then he had to play Firpo. So what I want is Voba, because he ain't going to play at left centre back unless Stroud gets an injury. Voba, he's not taking Stroud's shirt. So left back's Voba's only chance to nail down the starting spot this season. And, you'll agree with that, I'm sure. So what we need is him to, maintain this level and carry it on into January and make it hard for Firpo to come back. And you never know, do you? If Firpo's head is turned, if Farker is still a bit peed off with him, we're getting that suspension. I do feel like he actually likes Voba. I feel like there's a conversation to have there. Yeah, I think Firpo's a better left back. Yeah, naturally. He's been brilliant as Firpo until that suspension at Millwall. It's been one of his best players for the last 18 months, from 0 to hero. So he's done really well. But yeah, I reckon it needs to be something Voba needs to be doing. He really needs to be attacking that spot, because it's his only position he's going to be at starting the side, I think. Easy says, no matter what injuries we have, we are still good enough to beat anyone in this league. I just think Farker needs to realise this fact. Yeah, you know what I'll say with that, Easy? I look at this and I go, if we have frailties in defence, if we don't know for sure, it could just be hoodwinking us all. They could be fine. But if we do have frailties at the back, I'm sure you'll agree with this, Easy. Just go batter them up front. Let's not worry too much about defence. Let's just go do what we do best. Just go and attack. Like, attack is the best form of defence. If we're frail at the back, rather than, not sitting back as such, but we'll be controlled, we'll be measured like we normally are. But let's just give him it. And if we concede a couple, let's go score 4 or 5. Let this be a game where there's no point focusing too hard. If we've got a makeshift back 4, back 5, I'd really like us just to put the impetus on scoring more goals and just really stick it on them. And if we're a bit exposed, we're a bit exposed. I don't want it to be where, because we're frail at the back, we're really scared to play that pass. We're playing with fear because we don't want to lose it and get counted on, because we know, we've got partnerships or people potentially playing out of position and people in unfamiliar positions. Don't want that. I just want us to go, if our back line's a bit off it tomorrow and as front's on it, just go play football and put as many as you can past them. If they get a couple, they get a couple. I don't think they will. Don't get me wrong. Even if we've got, even if DeBayo comes in, even if we've got players playing at 80, 90% fit, and it's a real limit, even if he's got to change formation, I still feel like we'll be fine. But I would like him just to go out and go, right, a bit makeshift at back, just go out and play football. You guys at top, it's on you today, because them at back are struggling. It's on you to go get them 3 points. So go fucking do it. That's what I want to see from Leeds tomorrow. That's what I want to see from Farker. None of this, do you know what I mean? Like, safe football. If we are struggling at back, just go win the game. Lads, it's on you up top today. Go do it. Yeah, I thought you'd agree with that, Easy. 100%. It's got to be that. That's how he's got to view it. We don't know, like I say, what's happening with that back line. But if there's any frailties in there, even if they all play, they're obviously not 100% fit, because, he's mentioned that there's something there. But with Byram, that for a fact. So for me, it's on lads up top to get it right. And, we've had lads at back have helped us out many times this season and got clean sheets and all sorts. So if this is one where they're struggling a little bit, just go do it. Lads up top, just go do it for us. I still hate volleyball, but did Farker get pissed at Melia last season when he got a red for similar thing? Yeah, I think he did, mate. I can't remember what the one out. Where did he get a red card? Someone at Chattel know. What, at Preston? Did he get a red card at Preston? I feel like he did. I might be wrong with that. But yeah, he did, mate. He hates it. Farker is so disciplined. He hates ill-disciplined as Farker. It's his pet hate. He absolutely hates ill-discipline. He's German. It's German. Everything's got to be done with German efficiency. I thought it was Danny. Yeah, I thought it was Preston. He got Riccardi there. And everything's got to be. It's German efficiency. That's what it's like with possession. That's what it's like. Everything. He's got to be in control of everything. And when someone goes red mist and goes, out of that little box he wants them all to sometimes play in, and they go and do something rash. He's fuming with him. Like I say, we've seen it when with Jorginho with a bit of flair, pirouetting and stuff. And he don't really like you to express yourself, whether that's with passion or sometimes even with your skill and your flair and your ability. He likes to German efficiency. He's got a model. He's got every little piece. Like that's why Aronson works so well in his system. Every little piece of the car, of the jigsaw, of the engine is set, and it all moves together. Richard Woodford, we changed 2 of the back 4 against Borough. Yeah, but we did. And it worked brilliant. I love Byram anyway, and Vober, them 2 could do a job. Problem is with this, Richard, if them 2 are out, because you've already lost Firpo, so Vober came in. You lost Bogle, so Byram come in. If Vober and Byram are out, which they've said, they're not 100%, then who do we play? Because that's all 4 of them potentially out. Like I say, we've got 2 players in every position, to be fair. You might argue 10, but I've said my piece. I think people could fill in at 10 and do a better job than Aronson, or as good a job, whichever way you look at it. But yeah, when you look at that, mate, yeah, we did Vober and Byram come in, and they're a great backup starting, however you look at it. But if they're out and Firpo and Bogle are out, who's playing there then? Like you say, we might have to make it no back 5, play Dan James on right wing back, bring in a Gilavogi into centre half, or DM, bring in Ampadu earlier than he wanted. He might have to mix it up. But like I say, hopefully he was just talking rubbish. Danny Green, yes, it's Vober. We're only in the starting lineup at the moment, but with a clean slate, Firpo starts with Vober covering Pascal and Firpo if and when needed, and Byram able to come both. Yeah, that is the ideal, isn't it? That's the ideal. And with how many games we play with rotation, because you've seen Farker rotate a bit more now. I think Vober has shown enough, even if Firpo comes straight back in January and Vober's back on bench. I think you've seen enough in Vober's game now to see that he'll probably do a bit of a Byram. He'll come on, he'll see game out, in the last 10 minutes. He will get minutes now, Vober. I thought he were gone, I thought in January he were gone. I said in one of my previous videos, I wanted him gone. I didn't think he wanted to be here. Hopefully you'll all agree. I think he does want to be here now. I think you've seen that in the way he's played. He's smiling, he's happy, and it's just great to, look at it and go, Byram doesn't have to just be the only cover at left back now. You've got Vober now, and maybe Byram can just be that right back cover, which I think he's better at than left back, although he's good at both. I think being naturally right-footed, I feel like we saw in the last game how good he was at right back, albeit he's great at left back too. But it'd be nice if Byram hasn't got to cover both sides. If Vober is now good enough and happy to stay here and fight for that left back shirt, perfect, absolutely perfect. Melier got back in though after his red card. Yeah, he did, mate. He's never had no competition really, though, was he? He was always going to come back in, but I guarantee, he's said bits already as Farker what's led you to believe that he wasn't happy with Firpo. He just had no choice but to play him. But yeah, I just feel like it's up to Vober now to really make a stake for that shirt and make it as hard as possible for Firpo, because we've had it too many times before, haven't we, over previous years where someone gets injured, whether it were Calvin years ago, Bamford, whoever it was, and you knew they were back in when they were fit. We don't have to do that anymore. Like Ampadu, he doesn't have to start now. He doesn't have to. It's up to him to earn the right. Yes, he probably will. And yes, all these players probably do come back in. But how good is it that we've got people who can come in and they're hitting the ground running and making it difficult? It's brilliant. It's just healthy competition in squad, and it just elevates. And it's bits like that in your squad that get you promoted, not just having one player who can play that position and having such a quality drop off when you rotate, or someone comes in when someone's injured. The quality, it's not much of a drop off. There's a massive difference in style, you could say, between a Vober and a Firpo, but the quality, it's not a massive drop off. It's just a difference. It's not a massive drop off, which is massive, absolutely massive. Belair got back in probably because of third choice keeper being in goal due to injury. If he had been second choice keeper for a few games, Melier might not have got back in straight away. Yeah, I agree with that too, don't I? I do. Germans also love beer and all the manner of kinky stuff, which to them isn't even kinky. I want some kinky football. Love that, Scooby. Love that. Farker is playing mind games, mate. We will have players saying back for us with Diggers, but I hope so. I really do. He said Vober had a bruise. I would play with one leg. Yeah, I know we would, mate. I know we would. It's not like that in professional football, is it? It really isn't. To be fair, if I play for Leeds United, mate, and I had swelling on my knee, I'd just pull my socks higher and not say no. I'd just give it a go. But yeah, it's different in it. But yeah, I think you're right, mate. I expect to see Vauban and Byron play. I don't know how far off Bogle is. To be fair, Bogle might even play over Byron because Byron's a big doubt to play that many games, isn't he? In a short space of time. But how good is Byron though? How good is he? Right, so that's it on wing backs. What's the chat saying about up front? Do we just rotate again? We're only playing Tuesday. This might be where a few disagree. I've always been a massive Joseph fan. I sort of realised maybe 7 or 8 weeks ago, like rest of you, that Piro's probably best starting. But I've always maintained I do think it works better when Piro's in the 9 for the last 20 minutes. And if he starts, he tends to either come off on 70 minutes or move back into 10 after 70 minutes. But for me, I aren't bothered who starts in the 9. There ain't much drop off in terms of what we get for the 90 minutes. I feel like Joseph. I'm even going to say what Joseph does. We all know what Joseph does. But for me, it's all about Piro being in the right places in at the right time, which is that last 20 minutes. That's where he gets his goals. That's where he's more threatening. If he ain't scoring, he's assisting or pre-assisting. As we saw in Derby game, as well as Middlesbrough game. It's just, for me, it just works, does that combination. So I'd like to see Joseph keep his place and Piro come on for last part of the game, but I'm just not sure how he's going to play it. I'm really not sure. I mean, they're going to sit back, so maybe he'll start with Piro and just have him in and around box trying to whip balls in, because it might be a bit scruffy in their area, a bit tight. So he probably will start Piro, but yeah, I do quite like the dynamic of Joseph starting and Piro coming on, just because Piro comes on and he does his bit, doesn't he? Well, I don't think Joseph's as effective off bench as Piro. Joseph comes on and he don't look at it. Piro comes on, he looks hungry as anything. So I expect Piro to score tomorrow, whether that's starting or on bench anyway. I think Piro gets at least one. I think he's in his groove again, me now, and he should do all right. Aronson. I'd love Aronson to come out, it's just not going to happen, is it? I think it's starting another game, big minutes again for Aronson coming up in this, third game in 6 days, but there ain't much to rotate there, is it? But yeah, I'd like to see him start with Joseph. What's this? What you're saying? Easy, Solomon and James. I've got a feeling he's not going to play James in this game, just because there might not be as much space in behind, although I think James is as good as anyone, standing his winger up and going past him. To be honest, I think that old thing saying that James, needs space to run into, I'm not too sure he does anymore. He can do that better than anyone, yeah, but I feel like he's also good at just, getting the ball and running at a man now, beating a man one-on-one, which he didn't used to have. He's got a lot more about him, but James shouldn't be dropped, by the way. James is my favourite player and was by far the best player on the pitch. The other night, him followed by Tanaka. Can I just say, if anyone saw that championship team at week that got posted earlier today, what a fucking joke. Whoever picks that is, what a joke. I mean, Nonto were on it. And yeah, we got a player in it, but Nonto, like, our Tanaka, and I'm not going to lose no sleep over it, don't get me wrong, because whoever did that was clearly blind and didn't know football. But how Nonto got in team at week after that Middlesbrough performance and James and Tanaka didn't, honestly, no idea. No idea. But yeah, I think it'll be Solomon and Nonto with Ramazani and James coming on. I'd love him to throw a curveball and start Ramazani, because why did he not bring him on other night? Well, because he didn't need it, because you could argue in that, when we're only 2-1 up, maybe he did need it. When I were at the game, I'm like, come on, bring Ramazani on, but he didn't give him any minutes. So I wonder if he saved him for this game. If he isn't starting, obviously he'll get some minutes. I expect him to come on around 70-minute mark. But I'm thinking it'll be Solomon and Nonto, to see. I always thought about a bruise. But I once had bruised ribs that lasted 2 months. I was sure something must be broken. Mind you, I went to Hosey after 2 weeks and they did an x-ray. I always thought about bruise, but once I bruised my ribs, lasted 2 months. Yeah, I mean, a bit of bruising can last a while, can't it? A bit of bruising, a bit of swelling. Even a dead leg, you can be out for a dead leg, can't you? So, but yeah, I expect. I think Boba plays tomorrow, mate. I think Boba's back in no matter what. I think he's the one that will play. Byron's not too sure. It's a lot of games for a minute, but please, Byron, Lord Byron, please play. Just in a stat, Pirro has a goal and an assist per 100 minutes. Joseph is nowhere near that. However, Joseph is more of a runner. Be a nuisance to the Preston defence more than Pirro. Yeah, he is, mate. I mean, if I were a centre half, I'd rather play against Pirro than Joseph, as in terms of, you ain't got you're not going to be pulled from pillar to post like you are with Joseph. But then again, you're probably going to concede a goal with Pirro on pitch, and maybe not Joseph. Honestly, it's such a dilemma. Whichever way you go, it's a totally different experience for those defenders, isn't it? But I think if you look at the stats, yeah, brilliant, mate. Honestly, Joseph can't live with those stats. It's brilliant what Pirro's doing. But I feel like if you look at when Pirro's scoring and assisting, I bet they're around in between the 70-minute mark and the end of the game. I would assume it's where he gets all his goals. And like I say, if Pirro starts, he's probably coming off on 70 minutes for Joseph or dropping into 10, which is still effective. And he assisted a couple of goals there, in previous games. But you're losing him in box a bit more, aren't you? If then you bring in Joseph on, which will happen on 70th minute. He ain't going to play Pirro in 9 from the first kick, ball that's kicked right through to full time. So I just prefer Pirro being in the box, fresher in that last 20, 25 minutes. That's just my preference. And I feel like, the stats back that up as well. But honestly, I'm not bothered. There's argument to say you start Pirro because he's a better striker at the minute and he scores 2 or 3 in first half. There's argument to say that could happen. And then you cruising for game rather than relying on the last 20 minutes. I get that too, Easy. Start with Joseph, give Pirro a rest. We shouldn't need him for this game. Yeah, I don't know, I don't know. It's going to be a tough one, He's bloody Preston away. I seen someone say earlier, we haven't won there since 2019. I thought, yeah, we had 3 years in Premiership, mate. Calm down, I mean? Chill out. Like, we haven't lost there for the last 5 seasons, but we obviously lost there last season. But yeah, I'm saying 3-0 easy, actually, so I don't know why I'm saying, I don't know. I have tipped 3-0. Scooby, Pirro comes on with a spliff in his gob and a mop in his hand, and I confess it's strangely sexy. Class. We'll win this game 3-0 and it will be easy. We know the manager. Yeah, we do. Honestly, 3-0 away would be brilliant. We need to kickstart this away form. We need to get on a run, and 3-0 at a place we lost at last season would be great, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. That clean sheet, massive, especially if we've got frailties at back. I think we'll score goals. I really do, and we don't tend to concede. So it's all about the first goal, and when we get it, we score early, we'll wipe the floor of them. They're going to want to get to half time 0-0 and really, obviously it's frustrate, which that's the worry as a Leeds fan. That is a worry. Give him respect, but Farker is thinking it is a win. Well, you think Farker's thinking it's a win himself, you mean, but he respects him, but you think he already knows they're going to win, is that what you're saying? Nonto, James and Ramazani are basically as effective as each other in this team. Yeah, I want to see a bit more from Nonto, easy. I think he's done okay. I don't know if it's just James is outshining him a bit. I feel like he's lost that right-hand side now to James, although there will be rotation. Like, I actually think Nonto starts on right tomorrow. But I tell you what, really, really want to see Ramazani have some big minutes now. I'm dying to see Ramazani let off of this leash. Really am. Cannot wait for him to get going. Like a new signing. My English was bad, meaning you're a wuss, it's a bruise. Right, okay, sorry, mate. To be fair, mate, it's probably just my poor reading, to be fair, mate. I'm a little bit slack, but I try my best. The stats I saw didn't go into the specifics of when goals and assists taking place in relation to the 90 minutes. Yeah, no, I get that, mate. Yeah, I've seen that stat too. But yeah, I would assume, like you say, like I say, Pirro tends to score late on in games. So I haven't seen the stat either. I'm just sort of presuming, but the majority of his goals, Pirro's, will be late on in game. Mostly because a lot of them he scored as subs. I think he scored more off the bench than he has when he started. Hence why I saw a go with that narrative that I prefer him coming on. But yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it, for him to start and get those goals early rather than having to rely on him late on in games. But he's a killer at this level. He's an absolute killer. Can he do it higher? We'll see. But at this level, he is a killer. I can't remember last time I saw Pirro miss a sitter. I think it was last season. He tends to, if he shoots, he tends to score, doesn't it? He's got really good conversion rate. Every goal Early goals are very important tomorrow. Away form has been poor because we have conceded first and have to choose. Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. Apart from that Bristol game that we're 0-0, we tend to, like you say, we concede and then we just cannot break them down because a low block turns into 11 players stood on the goal line pretty much, doesn't it? We tend to concede away from onto a low block and then end up playing against a lower block than a low block. It's mental, really. We just cannot break them down. We saw that at Blackburn. What I'll say is in these away games, when we played Blackburn, look at Blackburn. I think they won 3 out bounds, 4 out bounds. They're flying the 5th. Blackburn are really so. We look at that and you go Blackburn away because how are we doing it? Blackburn away. We should hammer them. That's when we play Blackburn. They're in the middle of a purple patch now, so they're looking good. So that yeah, we lost 1-0 as Leeds United. We gutted with that, but we want a poor side. Millwall at that time when we played them beat Burnley 1-0, beat us. We're in a purple patch. It's not like I'm trying to find positives here in the away performances because I've been really, really gutted about them, as you can imagine, like you guys have, and worried about the games to Preston away, your Stokes away, really nervous about these games. And I shouldn't be, and we shouldn't be. But, if you look at those games in particular, the Outlanders, Bristol, but we did get a draw there. Everyone says best performance of the season with Middlesbrough. Yeah. Middlesbrough, Luton, but I'd also throw Sunderland in there, that Sunderland away game. Some of the best football we've played this season. Yeah, we know it ended with Melia making that mistake, but that was one of his best performances as well. And that were away from home. So we can do it away from home. We are a good side away from home. Beat Wednesday away, beat Cardiff away, albeit not beautiful performances, but we've got it in locker. So for me, you look at the away form, which I think it's 1 in 6. We won 1 in 6, won one game away from home the last 2 months. It's shocking, but Blackburn away, there'll be a lot of people get beat at Blackburn. They're doing all right at Blackburn. For Blackburn, they're doing well. Millwall were doing well. So, yeah, they're bad. We want to go up. We want to win league. We want to be in top 2, whatever. But you should be winning these games. But it's not like we've been beat away at Plymouth. We've been beat at QPR like last season yet. They are tough games. You know what I mean? When we played them, they were on a bit of a purple patch. So I'm trying to find positives here. Do I think we'll beat Preston tomorrow? Yeah, I do. I don't think Preston, they're in bad form. I think they've won 1 in the last 7, 1, 6. They're poor anyway. They're 15th in league, but they've only lost 2 in 10 at home. But they've only won 3, and they're drawn 5. So they ain't going to beat us tomorrow. It's just whether they can sit back and hold on that 0-0, which is what they'll be wanting. Our midfield can beat a low block. Yeah, 100%. It always helps, doesn't it, when you've got someone like Rothwell who can just turn and just bypass that press. They can press them, they can sit back, they can press, they can sit, they can do what they want. When someone like Rothwell's got that bit between his teeth and he grabs the ball, that's what I love about Rothwell. You've got Tanaka that does all that dirty stuff, and he can play ball as well, can Tanaka. He can play. But so good at breaking possession up and winning ball. But Rothwell's so good at just thinking, give me ball, I'm going to drive us upfield. I absolutely love that about Rothwell. He's so good with ball, and that's why we're so good at low block now. You got someone like Rothwell who can pick up ball, drive, bypass the press. His passing's on point. We're playing the ball into wingers. We're playing the ball over the top of defence when it's on. And when you've got a low block and we're whipping in crosses and we're shooting and it's deflecting out for corners. Now we're a threat from corners. Before, when we got a corner right, you might as well give them a goal, kick them, we'll get on with the game. Now, we're getting corners against these low blocks. So now, play against a low block tomorrow. We say we have 8 corners. There's a chance we're going to make, have a good fist at maybe half of them. He's probably going to beat the first man on 6 or 7 out of the 8. He's going to put it on penalty spot for people to attack. So we're going to be in games, these scruffy 0-0s and 1-1s, or these tough games away from home that we should feel like we're going to be winning. But now we can score, or now we're a threat from corners, which then in these tough games away from home, it's just going to elevate us performance and mean we'll get more points. So for me, I'm excited to see how we do in games like this. I feel like we've got more weapons to play with now. I really do. Yeah, definitely Farker knows what games he can win. And this is one, 100%. He'll be very confident with this one. I do believe so as well. And I do feel like there's a little bit of that with lads as well. Where they want to give, like QPR, they're going to get it. They're going to get it at Loftus Road this year. I feel like they might even say it, but as a professional, as a group of individuals, they'll all be thinking, I want to, like they did with Middlesbrough, I want to give them one for what they did to us earlier in the season. And 100%, they'll be looking at that last season and thinking, we got shown up here last year, we got beat, young Archie got torn a new one by Miller on wing. They'll have that in the mind, and they'll want to go there and put on a good performance. And there'll be a few teams, I think, like your Stoke away was coming up, there'll be a few where they want to right them wrongs. And I really hope they do. And it could honestly be the making of us that, you look at that run now, you've got these away tomorrow, Preston, you've got Stoke away coming up, you've got Derby away coming up. That's 3 games to start a winning run away from home and get rid of this hoodoo. They're 3 perfect games to go play. Perfect games. I think on average, you average all the league positions together, like 15th on average. That's poor. I think the 15th, 17th and 18th or something. Unreal. Pero can do it in the Premier League. We'll have to see. I think he'll be a bench option, mate, but I think he'll get goals in Premier League in the role that I suggest now, coming on late on. But I do like Pero. I hope to God he can really grow and have a really good career. It'd be nice to see him in national side. If we go up and he does well in Premier, really nice to see him in national side. I really do. He's a really likeable guy, Pero. Really, he never did anything bad about him. He just keeps his head down and plays. I really like Pero. You have seen when he played West Brom and just wanted a point. Yeah, true, mate. True. I don't see that happening tomorrow. But like you say, when he wants a draw, when that's all he needs, he can definitely go do that, can't he? Hey up, Sean. Hope you're well, mate. I think we just need a win to ease the away game. Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's not even about the performance tomorrow for me. And I'm usually all about performance. I do think, if you perform well, the points come after, and if you can get both, great. But tomorrow, I don't care how we win, just fucking win. It's one of them. I honestly not bothered how we play. Just get through. I take a 1-0 own goal by them. I'll take a 1-0 off Bamford's arse. Bamford, I'm only joking. He's not going to make it on. But yeah, it's just, for me, performance don't matter tomorrow. It's just about, like I say, getting that hoodoo off us back, and then next week can be about performance and 3 points, and we can go absolutely smash Oxford at home, and then we're flying. Then aren't we? Absolutely flying. This has been the game I've sort of bookmarked and been like, ooh, after such a big game against Middlesbrough, win, lose or draw against Middlesbrough, prior to the game, I always thought that we're going to take a lot out of lads, being midweek and then going here. This is like a bit of a banana skin. We've seen it before, getting up for such a good game like Middlesbrough, and let's be fair, we got up for it and we played really well midweek and deservedly won that game 3-1. That took a lot of boys. Yeah, we've got people on the last legs by the sounds of it. We've got wing backs who might not be playing, so definitely took a lot out of boys. But I'm also a big believer of confidence and that breeds success, and they'll definitely be flying at the minute. We're in really good form. But yeah, this is a psychological thing for me. Can they go there, early kick off, and all these hoodoos and all these things that are sort of going wrong for Leeds at the minute? Can they go and rectify it and get a brilliant win? And this should kickstart the away form, which will maintain this winning run, and we can go on a really good run now. I do think these next 4 or 5 games are all winnable, plus the prior ones we've had. We always talk about the run we had last January. I feel like we're just starting in that now, and I expect us to kick on now and really take this into New Year. We've got a really, really favourable run at the minute, and we just need to do it really. Early goal always important. 1-0 first 20 minutes. Yeah. At home, I always tip us to get an early goal at home. Away, it's harder, isn't it? They tend to get the away goal, and we're always chasing. But yeah, hopefully we can. There's no positives come to the dark side. Not the fact side. Shut up, Sean. You bugger. Tomorrow is a worry for me, Richard? Stoke could also be on Boxing Day meltdown. Just described it perfectly earlier. Basically, the results will go our way on Boxing Day, and then we lose 1-0. Yeah, Stoke's always that weird one as well, because it's always that talk, isn't it, about can you do it on a cold and wet, day in Stoke or whatever. I think it's midweek in Stoke, but it's like that saying, "Ooh, Stoke away at Stoke." Oof. But yeah, you want to go up though. These are games you need to be winning out of. But yeah, I mean, 100% Preston away, Stoke away, Derby away don't faze me. But yeah, they are worrying games, but it's not worrying because of anything they're doing. I said we're, on the Leeds bros when we've talked numerous times this season. Everybody said it, it's sort of caught on, and everyone said the same thing on Leeds. Feel like the only team that can beat Leeds this season is Leeds. And if we get, if we're going away to, your Millwalls, your Blackburns and your Bristols, and then you go away to, Preston and Stoke, and you're not winning these games, it's not because they're better than us. It's not because they're better than Leeds. It's because Leeds have just done a Leeds. Leeds just haven't got up for game. Leeds have taken it lightly. psychologically, someone's taking a toll on us. It's not down to these teams being individually better as a collective, having a better manager, better tactics. It's not. A couple of games they might be better than us on the day, granted. But like if we can't get through games like this, and it hampers us promotion, it's no one's fault but our own, because these ain't top sides. These aren't top sides, and we've still got top sides to go. We've still got to go to Bramall Lane, still got to go to Turf Moor. We've got some tough games to go. Still got to go to Riverside. They're games where you look at and go, I'd get out of there with a point if we're lucky. These are games we need to go win. You can't just keep saying because it's an away game, every away game, it's a tough one, it's a tough one. We've just got to go do it now, haven't we, mate? We've just got to go do it. This is a game Ruffle and Tanaka will score their first goals. I tell you what, mate, it'd be brilliant, that, wouldn't it? And to be fair, I wouldn't rule out that, I wouldn't rule out Ruffle or Tanaka getting one, because Tanaka's got, to say he breaks up a lot of play, and I always think of Tanaka as more of the defensive of the two. Generally, I think a lot of people would agree with that. Look at that goal he set up for Hamilton up a day. Like bursting through centre of park into the box. Like it's unreal how neither of them to have scored a goal yet. They're getting assists now. You've got Ruffle getting assists from corners. You've got Tanaka getting an assist there. I don't know if that's his first one. He might have a couple, to be fair. He plays some really, really good balls into that front line, doesn't he? But yeah, it'd be brilliant, mate. Surely we don't get through another season until, like we were in playoffs last year where no midfielder scores, because these two they're right on money at the minute. They've got to be close to getting one. That's the Leeds way, Richard, yeah. QPR are a fair side. I bet they beat some of the top side. Yeah, they might do, mate. They might do. I just don't think it's a side we need to be losing again this season. Last season, they were really poor and they just bloody 4-0, didn't they, down their place. But yeah, like I say, it's like Blackburn. I look at Blackburn away and go, you should beat them. Millwall should beat them. But when you look into it, were I been a bit big-headed, a bit disrespectful there to write them off 100% because the form said, they were going to be hard to beat and the beaters. Sometimes I'm guilty of looking at a name and going, we should beat them, Leeds United. But then sometimes you've got to rein it in, aren't you? And look at it and go, yeah, don't be disrespectful. The way they are in the league for a reason, and we've just got to go do it. You've got no right to win a game, and we've seen it all before, haven't we? Agree, Matty. They're perfect. Yeah, they 100% are, Sean. If you could have put a run together for December, you'd have probably almost pieced this run together, wouldn't you? It's almost like what you'd have picked if you had choice, to be fair. Richard would thought, bugger me if it goes in off Bamford's arse. It will be a throw-in. Yeah, of course it will, mate. Yeah, of course it will. From warming up online. Brilliant. I love that. Brilliant. Richard, realistically, it really is all about the results from now on. Yeah, it is, mate. It is. I like being entertained. I like seeing good football. But around Christmas period, mate, especially, just give me 3 points and move on. Just give me 3 points. Stoke is 8 p.m. kickoff too. Is it? Richard, we will win, Matty. This is a run we are going on. Yeah, I think so, mate. I think so. Self-destruct button is always within our grasp. It is, mate. It is. I knew that would tickle you, mate. Yeah, it did, mate. It did. Richard, I wouldn't be worried about going to Sheffield United, Burnley, Borough, etc. They will come out and play. Yeah, I know they will, mate. I know they will, but they're still quality sides. Like when we're going away to these lower sides and struggling, I don't think we're going to go away to Sheffield United, Burnley, and Borough and absolutely bang them either. You know what I mean? I'll definitely be nervous when we're playing those games. There'll be games I'll be looking at going, this is a tough one. Where tomorrow I'm thinking we'll win 3-0. Can you take it for granted? No. These are games we normally do drop points and have done notoriously in our history. We do, don't we? But the Sheffield United, Burnley, and Borough, I get what you mean. I tend to agree in terms of it suits us if a team comes and tries to go toe-to-toe with us. We saw that last season, when we played higher teams like your Leicesters and your Ipswiches, didn't we? Other than Southampton, we tended to always come out on the right side of them results in sometimes in exciting fashion as well. We score plenty of goals when teams do that, but they're the games you look at and you can sort of accept potentially dropping points. A Preston, a Stoke, a Derby, they've got to be 3 points for me. Got to be. We always say get 3 at home, draw away. We haven't had many. We've been losing recently away from home. Yes, Swansea what you're throwing into the mix of that with a brilliant win, but we have lost quite a few away now. We need to turn a couple of wins to level them out as draws for me. No easy game in the Championship. No, well, there is some teams where you look at like, your Plymouths and that, but you never know on the day, anyone can beat anyone, and that's why it's a really good league. I really enjoy the Championship. I want to be in Premier League, yeah, but I do enjoy the Championship. It's, there's some really good sides down here. I mean, you look over half of these sides in this division have been in Premier League in the last 15 years, haven't they? You look in League One, and half a dozen of them have been in Premier League in the last 20 years. It's filtered down through leagues. There's some really big clubs in divisions that they feel like they shouldn't be in. So 100%, mate. There's like I say, we dismiss Stoke. Stoke were a Premier League side, a proven Premier League side, established for many years, with some players that we could have only dreamed of at the time, with your Shakiris and people like that. And now you look at them and you just think, oh, they're an easy test, but potentially not. Bamford be more accurate with his arse and his foot. Bamford should go in net for Leeds because he's really good at keeping ball out of net. Darren told me that one. Might be way better than Sheffield United, Borough and Burnley home and away. Yeah, I know we are, mate. I know we are. We're best side in league. 100% we are. But I'm sure most people would agree, going away to Sheffield United, Borough and Burnley will be harder, or should be a harder task, or you would worry about them games away more than you should a team, regardless of tactics. You can't look and go, oh, we'll smash them because they'll play football. Burnley won't play football. Burnley will not play football. 100% they won't. And Burnley will just sit back, so that'll be a low block anyway. Sheffield United played a low block against us. It's not saying they won't do something similar. They were stupid to do that Ellen Road. They should have come and played, to be fair. They might have more of a chance, but I don't know. It depends. Different horses and courses and all that shite, isn't it? But I do think when we play Sheffield United, Borough and Burnley, there's an argument to say they're tougher games away from home than playing Preston, Stoke and Derby. I don't think I'm deluded in thinking that. I do agree with the games maybe opening up and being a bit easier to attack in 100%, but they'll still pose a problem because they've got better quality. Stephen Nugent. Last Christmas was the first time in years that Leeds had a run of good results, fixtures, and this year certainly give us a chance to match better last year. Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. It's a really good period now to go into New Year, in middle of a really good run. And you can't go on a run like we did last year when you're not winning away from home. So that's the change, You're only going to be able to win a couple in a row, aren't you, before you play an away game again. So it's pivotal now. We haven't won three in a row this year so far. We've always lost that third game when we've had 3 games in a week. This has to be, the change of that. We have to turn that now with this game. This has to be the first time we do it this season. We have to move on from it. Can you please smash a like on the video, please, as well, if you're watching, and subscribe if you're new here. I would much appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's not something I speak about too much, but please smash a like and subscribe. Derby were crap, but beat Portsmouth 4-0 tonight. Did they? Yeah, I saw it with 2-0 up. Yeah, they beat them 4-0. They are poor, though, aren't they? But that's what I mean. Portsmouth, Plymouth, yeah, they're all struggling, aren't they? I can't stand the Championship. We need our 50,000 plus stadium. Yeah, it'd be nice. Only thing is, mate, because I go to all home games, I quite like how many games there is in this league. I like that there's always a chance I could go to a game on a Wednesday or Tuesday, then a Saturday, 2 games in 4 days. Won't really have that in Prem. But yeah, I'm not bothered what division we're playing. I just love watching boys, you know what I mean? But I don't understand the longer we stay in Championship, that side gets watered down and diluted, and then we're watching less quality, and then the stadium empties, and then it goes back to being shit again. So I don't understand we need to get up and become a Premier League proven side and establish yourself in that league. But I'm trying to enjoy it while we're still here, because we go up the season, we win 20, 28, 30 games this season. I don't know, whatever it is, mid-20s. Next season, we ain't going to win that in Premier League, are we? So I'll try and enjoy this while I can, knowing that the destination will be tough, but enjoyable, obviously. But yeah, I do try and enjoy it while we're here, because I do see more wins and losses and draws, and that enhances my mood, gives me a better week, makes me time with my family better and more enjoyable for them, because I'm not a moody ass. But yeah, I don't hate the Championship, but I definitely don't want to be here after this season, mate. I was late coming on. What you think of Dan James at left wing back tomorrow night? Generally at full back. I don't think it will left wing back. Maybe right wing back. Yeah, I sort of touched it, mate. They may look at doing about 5, might they? Cheers, Richard. Players, please listen to Richard. Smash a like on, guys. Yeah, I won't rule out Dan James playing wing back, mate. I don't think it'll be left. I think it'll be on right. Honestly, I cannot call. I was going to line it up. I cannot call it. He didn't. He told us in press conference today that we've got knocks and all this, but he didn't really rule any of them out. So I'm hoping, they'll both play, Vober and Byron. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. He doesn't like changing too much, so changing an actual formation from his 4-2-3-1, is he going to do it? if he does, he's forced into it. That's for sure. He won't feel comfortable doing it. He'll be nervous. He'll be up all night staring at the ceiling, twitching his leg, going what all day. But yeah, we've got the squad, we've got the players to rotate and go through adversity. You know, look at the injuries we've had this season, and look at the players that have come in. You know, I remember doing that video when we lost Ampadu and Grove in a week, and I'm putting the video out. It's like, what are we going to do? You know, could not believe us. Look at us now, unbelievable. Could be far, man. Yeah, I think it is, Sean. You know, I think it is. Easy, Matty. Come on, you haven't enjoyed losing to inferior opposition. Let's get promoted and take on our traditional rivals. Mate, we are winning this league, and we will be taking on our traditional rivals. It's just going to be tough, isn't it? But I'll still be there, mate. I'll still be singing, whether we win, lose, or draw. But yeah, I do enjoy winning most weeks, mate. I don't. You know what? I just hope when we go up this time, like everybody hopes, I just hope we're serious about stuff, and you know the 49ers, which I do believe, you know, are the right people to take it forward. I just hope that, I know you're not big on Farker. Whatever happens with Farker, I just hope we can consolidate and then push on. You know, look at your Villas, your Brentford, your Brightons. I just don't want to be a yo-yo club, and I don't think we will be. We just need, you know, some serious backing, and we just need. Sometimes you've got to gamble as well. Be sensible with it. We've seen with Tanaka. You know what I think at the minute. Whoever's in that backroom staff now, looking, you know, scouting there, I think we've got some really, really good people, you know, behind the scenes now. You know, when you look at your Brightons and your Brentfords, they go out there and they buy these gems, don't they? And they sell them on for mega money. Obviously, I don't want to sell anybody on, but it all starts with recruiting top talent at low prices, you know, getting in there before somebody else. Because a lot of these top sides, your Liverpools, you know, your Man Cities, they don't always go out and buy. They have these players on the list, but they don't always go out and bring them in first. They'll let a side like a Leeds, or, you know, a lower Premier League side or high Championship side, you know, maybe take the gamble on them, spend that 3, 5, 10 million pound on them, knowing that if they, you know, do well, they don't mind spending 30, 40 on them once they've had a year or two in England and proved it. So I do think we've got the people behind the scenes to really make a go at it. I really do. Easy, here it goes. Might we'll have a manager who knows how to succeed. It'll be great. And that ain't Farker, mate. Is that what you're saying? You make me laugh, buddy. Hey, Gus, try hard. Try hard. Farker wants Buendia in January. I've seen that again today, mate. Honestly, that'd be like, my wettest dream, that, mate. I can't lie. I would absolutely love Buendia at Leeds. I'm sure everyone would. He's not playing at Villa, is he, currently? He's had a lot of injuries, or a major injury. Is he not playing now? In general, is he on the bench? Is he in reserves? Is he not playing due to fitness? Or just not, can he not get in that side now? You know, they play a lot of games, but in Europe too, I find it hard to believe he's not getting many minutes. I'll be honest, I don't watch much Premier League football at the minute, Champions League football, etc. I'm not asked because we're not there, so I don't really watch much. I used to watch every football on telly, every little bit of it, but I'm just so invested in Leeds and the YouTube scene and listening to content with Leeds United. I don't have time to watch anybody else. But yeah, I'm not too sure why he's not playing. No, he doesn't get any game time. It's mental when you think they're in Europe as well. It's such a top player as Buendia. He'd be min that leads him. What a player he'd be. And sometimes as well, you get players, don't you, who just suit a certain manager. And Buendia's probably played his best football when he were at Norwich. He really did. Although I always get told that. I always just say, I played in 10 for Farker, but he didn't, did he? I think he played out on right. And they had, I can't remember the name now, a couple of big lads who played in 10. Andrea and Lockie tell me that quite a lot. He's too good for the Championship. Yeah, of course he is. Of course he'd be too good for. Yeah, of course he would. It's whether he'd come down in it, but like I say, to get minutes, sometimes you just got to. This is where it's up to Leeds. Yeah, he will mint, mate. He will mint. This is where it's up to Leeds now to make sure, you know, we're in that top two come January. We're in that top two come January. Any of these, you know, I've even heard people talk about Evan Ferguson. I don't think he comes to Leeds. If he leaves on loan, he goes to a Premier League side. But to be in the conversation for any of these Premier League players who may be looking at a loan out, you know, there'll be loads of them. Some of them may take a gamble on Championship because, you know, what you could go to a lower end Premier League side and lose every week and maybe be in a relegation battle, or you could drop down to Championship and potentially get a promotion on your CV at a big club like Leeds, maybe win a contract there, you know, when you come up and be a Premier League player with someone like Leeds. It's a massive pull, but we've got to be, you know, in that top two for me to be attracting them. We can't be, you know, languishing in third, fourth, chasing the pack, which I don't think we're going to be, let's be honest. But yeah, if we can maintain what we're doing now, sort this away form out when we're in, first, second going into January. I genuinely think any of these players become available in January and Leeds at top dog to get them, why won't we be? So, yeah, if a Buendia wants to go on loan, go get him. Go get him. We need to be proactive, not reactive this January. Like, that's what I want to see us do. I want us to be top by 5 and still go bring a couple in. Fucking go do it. Go do it. Push the envelope a bit. Nail it down. Don't take any chances. Don't take hope for granted. And I honestly, I genuinely believe they will. I really, really believe they will. I really do. What's another 5, 10, 15 million in January if it gets you promoted at the end of the season? Just do it. It's not right that all this is about money, but it is. If you have got no money, you go back down. It is as simple as that. Money. Yeah, it is. But you can recruit well if you look in the right places. You don't have to spend big for every single transfer. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. If Leeds go up and we bring in 5 players and they all cost less than 5 million, there'll be some serious questions getting put to Leeds, won't there? But yeah, you will have to spend some money. You will, but we've also seen you can spend big money and not work out. So it's about just recruiting the right people, the right profiles to fit the system, whatever manager is. But I do expect him to spend. I do. I expect him to back him. But like I say, I think now, even if they go out and bring a player in at 30 million, I think he'll be a good player. I don't think they're going to get it wrong. They haven't got any signings wrong yet. They haven't got anyone wrong since they've come in. In these last 2 seasons in Championship, this last season and a half, I don't feel like we made a bad signing. I didn't really rate Kamara that much, but it was fine last year. I just feel like you can see the progression now to what we've got this year. But yeah, I do think I think we're going to get it right next season, because I think we've got it right these last 18 months. How much would Leeds get for promotion? Is it 100 million, 150 million, something like that? Something in the region of that, mate. I think it's priceless. Let's put it that way. It's absolutely priceless, that's for sure. Contingency probably needed if we go for the manager. John, who do you want? All right, going into manager talk. How much do you think he's worth? Who's worth? Who, mate? Easy. What a great show. Well done, Mark. Thanks, Easy, mate. Thank you. I like sometimes getting into it, chat. I'm just going to do a little preview, put a 10-minute video out, but that means I've got to really research Preston, and I didn't really want to do that. I'd rather talk to you, fine lot. Much prefer that. Buendia will do more than enough in January. What if that's all we got? To be fair, it's only that 10 spot. You can argue with, can't you? Like I say, I really would like to see some rotation there. So yeah, if we got Buendia and everyone else were sort of fit, or no more long-term injuries between now and January, yeah, I'd be buzzing with that, mate. We don't need massive changes. What a statement that'd be if we just went out with Buendia. Thank you very much. Let's go do it. That'd be mint, that. How much do you think Aston Villa will sell him for? Oh, it won't get sold. It'll be a loan, won't it, with an obligation. It's hard to say because of his injuries, but I don't think he's old, is he? Is he mid to late 20s? Top jaw player. Sometimes after, a serious injury like that, you might not be the same player. So honestly, I can't profess to say much, but, if you're talking prime Buendia, it's got to be, around 25, 30 million you'd expect. But, there's a lot of context to be applied to that, so I don't really know. But it would definitely just be a loan in January anyway, wouldn't it? Kamara and DJ Spence are too, mate. Yeah. Spence. Ugh. Awful. Aldi do their own El Cheapo versions. Sudafed. Maybe Moyes. Oh, you're talking about that again, aren't you? John Healy Kamara wasn't a failure. And we made a profit. Yeah, we did. It was a smart bit of business. And when it bought him for 4 or 5, sold him for 8. Just you can see now he ain't as good as what we've got now. But it's great. He wasn't a poor signing for last season by any stretch, really. That's what I mean. We haven't made a poor signing since we come down to Championship. We've made some signings that we still haven't quite seen best of yet, like a Schmidt. Can't wait to see him. I actually think he might be a winger as opposed to a wing back. So that'd give us 5 brilliant wingers. Unreal, man. Honestly, unreal, innit? Like, I actually can't believe how good our squad is this season. It's just sick. 305 million if they go up and stay up according to Google. Wow. There you go. Spence was only on loan too. Got rid of him pretty quick. We did, mate. Sent him back in Jan, didn't we? Get away from our club. We need to get rid of Bamford and get that. Yeah, they're the 2 for me that will go 100%. I said Vauban would go. I don't think he'll go now. I think he stays. I think Bamford and Geldart definitely go, mate. There's talk of Geldart going to Scotland in the Rangers, Celtic potentially looking at him. I think also Bamford too. Take them both for me. I assume both of them would be loans. I don't think we'll be selling anyone in January. I think for me, a loan goes out and a loan comes in. I think it's all loan business in January, but I might be wrong. I don't want a British manager. No, that's fair. That's fair. Because everyone will talk about Moyes, everyone will talk about Potter, Wortley, and all the usual stuff. Schmidt is more of a wing back than a full back. Yeah, he is, mate. 100%, 100%. And obviously, we don't play a lot, do we? But we might have to play that way maybe tomorrow, potentially. But yeah, I agree. But I do think because Farker quite likes to have, control the games and be quite defensive sometimes. He doesn't like to always go for it. I feel like, it'd be a bit more of a defensive sort of winger for him if he had to play, because he ain't ever going to play with back five going forward, as a staple. I don't think in any game. So he's not really going to get a chance to play like as an out and out like wing back in a five, is he? So is he going to play at left full back or or right back? I don't know. It's so intriguing with him because we haven't seen enough of him, but what we have seen has been bloody brilliant. And we just haven't seen enough of him. Joffrey has to go on loan. Rangers looking, what a signing that'd be, for him to go to Rangers. If he goes to Rangers, that's a great move for Joffrey on loan. Go to Scotland. Hopefully, he can bang some goals in and have a better loan spell than he did at Sunderland. Bless him. Bamford will be hard to shift 100%. We're gonna have to pay 50% of his wages, aren't we? Just to get him to go anywhere. I think. Schmidt looks like a baller. He really does. Easy. He looks class. All firm derby on Sunday. Scottish League Cup final. Yeah. Smith does look a baller, pal. So excited to see him when he's in full floor. I would be happy with Moyes if it didn't work out far, because he's a manager who could keep us mid-table. Not sure how the fan base would take to him initially. Yeah. Win games, though. They'll take to anyone, won't they? And then again, maybe not. Do you think he will play Schmidt at left back tomorrow? I don't, mate. I really don't. I mean, it depends who's fit. I mean, if I say I don't, if Voba's out, then maybe, yeah, because I don't see him playing James DeBayo. So it depends who's fit. It really does. I'm hoping he doesn't play him there, because I'm hoping Voba's fit. But surely Schmidt's got to be an option for more minutes off a bench, even if he doesn't start. But yeah, I'm just not, honestly, mate, it's so dependent on who's fit tomorrow. He probably don't even know yet. He'll give him tonight, won't he, and see it morning maybe as well, to see if any swelling or knocks have cleared up overnight. But yeah, hopefully, mate. Be nice to see Schmidt play, yeah, but hopefully Voba's fit. We'll be in the Prem next season, or it will be Championship for 10 years, so we have to do it, and I think we will. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we stay down, mate, how many players get stripped away from us, because that third year, you really are diluted. You really are diluting your side, aren't you? You really are. You think the Championship... You think the Championship's rough and tumble? Oh boy, Celtic Rangers is a proper game. What it may lack in skill more than makes it for a full-blooded passion. Yeah, it does, mate. Joffrey would love that, though, wouldn't he? Joffrey would love to get stuck in. Schmidt can play full 90 post to hernia. Can't play full 90 post to hernia. No, exactly. He hadn't even played more than what? He's getting about 7 or 8 minutes in a minute whenever he comes on. But anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Nearly 20. It's 20:12. Wow. Twins will have me up, honestly. Twins will have me up at 5:30 in the morning, right? Arjona, I've got twin boys, the 5.5, right? And Arjona's he's got autism, he's on spectrum. And he's a proper character. He's funny, right? He comes in my bedroom every morning at about 5:30. He wakes me up. I haven't had a sleep in for like 4 years. And when I say a sleep in is about 6 for me. He comes in, right? He'll grab his scooter. He's got a little scooter, and he'll grab it from his bedroom. Honestly, I take it downstairs. He shouldn't have it. Honestly, he always just walks upstairs with it, right? And he'll come wheeling in my bedroom in the morning, guaranteed, right? And he'll be singing 5.5, struggles to communicate. He will be singing Benny King, Stand By Me, in the morning. He will come in on his scooter. So, darling, darling, stand by. He'll sing that to me. I'll get woke up to that, and he'll get right in my face. Daddy, daddy, daddy. I'll be like, hi, son. Honestly, that's at 5:30. That's literally in 6 hours' time. That will be happening to me. But God love him. It's a weekend. I've had a stressful week at work. It's been a nightmare. But I just thought I'd fill you in with how my mornings go. But it's one of them. Depending on how well I've slept, I'm like, fuck off. But to be fair, most of the day, it starts my day off well, and I'm a lucky man. But yeah, anyways, smash a like on video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much. I've had a lot of people in chat. I got into 20s there, which I'm buzzing for just me waffling on at this time. I didn't think anyone would be watching this time. So much appreciated. Big 3 points tomorrow coming. I expect a 3-0 win. Hopefully the side isn't as patched up as we've maybe thought. What's this say, Scooby? I quite like the John Lennon version. I also like the version of Heatwave. I like originals too. Yeah, it's just a mint song like it, but yeah, the fact me 5.5 year old son sings it. It's honestly it's crazy. Cheers, fella. Hope your young ones are all right. Yeah, cheers, Scooby. They are, mate. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, like I say, characters really are. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, back over weekend. Just a heads up. I think I won't find a word on Sunday with Joe as usual. Fingers crossed, note comes up. Joe Wayman might be making his debut on the final pint. Fingers crossed. We should have Sean from Wilco's Whites on Sunday. It's on my channel, the final pint on Sunday. Just don't know the time yet because we work around Joe as well with the final word. Don't want to clash. But it's every chance that we've got Sean from Wilco's Whites and Joe Wayman on the final pint this week on my channel with all the Leeds bros. So that'll be mega. So yeah, hopefully that works out. But anyways, have a good night. Have a good day tomorrow, and I'll catch up with you on Sunday. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Bye-bye.